Merseyside Secrets Part 2. Drawing inspiration from Mike's guide, The Echo has picked 36 things of Merseyside you will never have even noticed before. Wavertree lock-up built in 1796 to detain local drunks. The aim was to save some cash, as otherwise the neighbourhood constable would charge 2 shillings a week to keep them in his home. It is placed on the surviving patch of common land on the junction of North Drive/Mill Lane off High Street. An old tree, a theatre, 3 dead horses. A short walk from the Calderstones mansion house takes you to a grand old oak tree purported to be 1,000 years old. In the Middle Ages, before the building of courthouses, iconic landmarks were often used to conduct local justice. The grounds of Mansion House also contain a 1940s-style theatre and the graves of 3 horses belonging to the Walker family. The oldest dissenting place of worship in the UK, the ancient chapel of Toxteth in Park Road, Dingle, is hidden behind a stone wall opposite the derelict remains of the Gaumont Cinema. It was built to serve what was then an isolated rural community. The land was formerly part of a 2,000-acre royal park created by King John, where he and his knights could hunt deer and wild boar. The group of Puritans who originally built the little sandstone chapel sought freedom in their worship, and its design reflected their austere values, with wooden seating, no adornments on the walls and no decorated altar. As more chapels were built, the Toxteth chapel was neglected and fell into disrepair, and it was partly rebuilt in 1774. Since then the congregation has been Unitarian, and services continue to be held in the chapel every fortnight. Batty's Dairy on the corner of Aigburth Road and Brentwood Avenue is the beautifully preserved carving of a cow in Batty's Dairy. The Batty family were farmers from Cumbria and belonged to the history of Liverpool's forgotten cowkeepers. The floor the lift forgot, the 5th floor of the Lewis's building, holds a special treat. It was home to a cafeteria, 2 restaurants and a hairdressing salon. Incredibly, some features have survived, including a 65-foot mural crafted from hand-painted tiles commissioned from Carter & Company of Poole, portraying kitchen utensils and food. Grave of Eleanor Rigby. The grave of Eleanor Rigby is in St. Peter's Parish Church, Woolton. However, Paul McCartney has always denied any connection to the Beatles song. The Master Barber. This one isn't in Liverpool, but Southport. The Master Barbers on Lord Street focuses on the traditional skills of the barbershop. Award-winning duo Robert and son, Dan, have been there for 8 years, and Dad has been in the trade for 56. He trained under the world champion Roger Poyet, personal barber to Edward VIII. Sefton shipwrecks at Formby Beach. Over 300 ships were claimed by the sea since the Middle Ages. Most are hidden beneath the sands, but at low water, the remains of 10 or more resurface. British Lawnmower Museum. Another Southport gem is the British Lawnmower Museum at Stanley's Hardware Store, the only of its kind in the country. It is the brainchild of Brian Radam, a former apprentice at Atco and British lawnmower racing champion. Despite having an allergy to grass cuttings, he has gathered a collection of over 400 machines. The Statue of Dominion pub at the junction of Bankfield Street and Regent Road in Kirkdale stands the derelict Dominion pub, crowned by the statue of a 19th-century frontiersman. He holds an axe and has a loyal dog by his feet and gazes out to Canada Dock. It was the hub of Liverpool's trade with North America. The painting of the Liverpool pigeon on Butt Lane, Crosby, above the entrance of one of Merseyside's most recent microbreweries and on the wall of the pub inside, is a replica of a painting by Joseph Smith. It celebrates the existence of a bird named after the city. William Brown Street fossils. The fossils around St. George's Hall were discovered more recently in 2001. Experts believe that the remains of the creatures encrusted in rocks were brought in from all over the UK and Norway. One is a shrimp-like creature which is burrowed in a sandstone block, the other is a fossilized tree root on William Brown Street which is estimated to be 280 million years old. The King's Pipe at Stanley Dock. There is a rare example of a king's pipe. This tall round chimney in the southeast courtyard served a furnace for the destruction of floor sweepings of tobacco and damaged tobacco. Mother Noblet's former toffee shop on London Road. The peeling paint above a deli reveals the lasting memory of a city centre branch of Mother Noblet's toffee shop, and her grave can be found at Anfield Cemetery. Everton Football Club are known as the Toffees, and the sweet dispensing toffee lady is a pre-match feature of their home games. Road Peace Memorial. In St. John's Gardens on William Brown Street lies a permanent memorial to those who have lost their lives in road traffic accidents. A bronze traffic bollard shaped like a miniature coffin is adorned with keepsakes such as a teddy bear, walking stick, A school bag and a wristwatch forever stopped at 5 minutes to 9. Fort Crosby. Hidden among the sand dunes beyond the car park are the remnants of a chapter in the history of aerial warfare. These are difficult to find and mostly forgotten. The Crosby Battery can be found at the Coast Guard Station, Waterloo. Path of the Natterjack Toads. At the Ainsdale Discovery Center, a path of natterjack frogs are awaiting to be discovered. The toads arrived over the land bridge from Europe and, following the Ice Age, adapted to life by the seaside after being stranded here. Irwin's mural on Allerton Road. Hiding behind the St. Barnabas Church on the wall of what is now a betting shop is a tiled mural of John Irwin's many grocery stores. Irwin was an Irish immigrant who set up shop on Westminster Road in 1874 and promised value, variety and quality. Dream is a 20-meter-high sculpture located on the former site of Sutton Manor Colliery in St. Helens, designed by world-renowned and award-winning artist, Jaume Plança. The sculpture takes form of a young girl's head and her eyes are closed in a dreamlike state and formed out of gleaming white marble and is impossible to miss as you drive down the M62. St. Nicholas Fountain. At the junction of the Serpentine North and Burbobank Road North, Crosby stands a Gothic sandstone drinking fountain and is all that remains of a house with a spooky pagan link. There lay the home of the Gardner family and birthplace of Gerald Brasseau Gardner. He is widely regarded as the father of modern witchcraft. Bluebellwood on Higher Lane in L9 is a bluebellwood in between Aintree Hospital and Outcourse Prison. It is best to catch it in spring when a carpet of blue is spread across the ancient woodland, some of it at least 1,000 years old. St. Peter's Church. Another secret that might not be much of a secret is St. Peter's Church, which is now more commonly known as Alma de Cuba, the cocktail bar. The church was opened on September 7, 1788. It served as a Catholic building for 188 years until 1976, after which it served the local Polish community for a short time. For this reason it is still today affectionately referred to as the Polish Church until its closure in 1978. St. Peter's was the oldest surviving Catholic church in Liverpool and is now a favorite place for Liverpool revelers to get a fancy cocktail. Anfield Catacombs. Anfield Cemetery is one of the largest in Europe and was opened in 1863. The stunning structures were built in 1863, and flanked by large Roman Catholic and Anglican chapels, but have been deteriorating for several decades and were in danger of being lost forever. However, thanks to Liverpool City Council and Friends of Anfield Cemetery, they are now being restored. Each catacomb had the potential to house 480 bodies, and each has 2 stairways, 2 coffin lifts and 2 air shafts. After a service in the upper chapel, the coffin would be placed on a lift and manually hand-turned and lowered down to the alcoves.